Hey guys, Matthew Morrow with MorrowInvest.com. We're going to check out another property here. This place was sent to me. This is a middle income neighborhood, lower middle income. These houses around this area, this zip code, go from as low as $40,000 upwards of $120,000. This house, like a lot of houses, was refinanced in the late 2000s, 2006, 2007, right before the crash, and so the property, what is owed on the property is much more than what the property is worth. Now, as we're going to walk around, I'll show you some things that you'll look for, but before we ever get to this point, you're going to need to know, you will have already done your research on whether or not you even want to be in this zip code and whether or not you want to be in this neighborhood, and you will already have figured out how much you're willing to pay. So you need to already know before going into any deal that you know what your after repaired value is and what you're willing to put into it, and that's going to save you a lot of heartache when you go to looking at places. I also wanted to make sure that the family had left. They've had to move out. I wanted to make sure they left before I came and walked around the place. They had their family member pass away, and they've now moved. You can see as we walk around, there is a lot of mold and mildew. There's a lot of rotted wood. The shrubbery and the hedges are all overgrown. Okay, this stucco stuff we'll see on the other side. It's really bad in humid places like Middle Alabama. If you were possibly in California, Arizona, this would be fine because it's much drier, but you need to, if you're going to buy one of these places here in any kind of very humid area, you should consider taking all this off and putting some sort of siding on it. The AC unit does not work. You can tell it's old. It probably could just be serviced if you're going to do a rental or a bond for title. That's important to know what you're doing. But if you're going to flip this property, you have to have a whole lot more wiggle room. So you need to know what the place is worth, how much the repairs are going to be, plus your profit, and then that gives you your price. Okay, so you're going to take after repaired value minus repairs minus profit, and that then gives you what the house, your maximum price that you can pay for the house. And you shouldn't be emotional about it. If the numbers do not meet your criteria, even if the person is a motivated seller and wants to sell, if the numbers do not work, you need to walk away. Okay, as we go down the side here, I think you'll notice here along the ground you can see where the water regularly collects. This is not good. You need a place for drainage. You can tell there's trees growing out of the side here. The windows would need replacing. Like I said, this material on the side would need to be replaced. Many of the windows frames would be replaced. A lot of this is was original on the house when the house was built in the mid-70s. You want to look here at the fascia boards, obviously need replacing. Something to keep in mind, you can tell here that this is an addition that was made onto the house, and there might not be a sufficient amount of, the reason all that's rotted is because it looks like the roof doesn't have a way for the water to drain off properly. So if it's too flat, water goes the least path of resistance. So if the water has nowhere to go, that can cause damage like that, which you can see it did. Okay, we're going to walk around to the back here. You can obviously see there was several cars here. I don't know if you noticed on the other side, but I'll point it out here. Here in Alabama, we call this a hackberry tree, and we like to call them a crap tree. They will grow up just about anywhere. Plenty of bamboo that has taken over. Again, all the windows need to be replaced. The doors, the backyard is not that large, but definitely needs landscaping and cleaning up. Again, more fascia damage here on the edge of where this roof was created. It probably does not have enough runoff for the place to work properly. I'm going to head inside now and give you a tour of the house real quickly. Again, it's important to know whether or not you're flipping the house, whether you're renting the house, or whether you're going to do a bond for title type situation. If you're going to flip the house, you need to look at FHA standards, because your majority of your buyers are going to have some type of federally backed loan. Okay, so if you have a federally backed loan, you have to meet their standards. Okay, if you're just going to rent the property, then you need to get it rentable. Here's the patio with some more messed up fascia. They had these speaker boxes back in the day. Again, these doors were probably nice at the time, but they would all need to be modernized. Something also to keep in mind whenever you go into an old or abandoned home is mold for yourself, for your own safety. You need to have a mask over your face. This is a little bar area. A lot of houses had these back in the 70s. This is actually a fairly large house, about 2,300 square feet. Okay, your standard rooms. Again, if this were just to get rented, you have to do a lot less work. See, now that's, I don't know if you can see that there, rotted bottom boards from water damage. Well, the bathroom is on the other side. There's also, you can't hear it, but the floor is squishy. It's making noises as I walk from water. Here's the bathroom. Again, a lot of people, when you're trying to just cover up this type of thing, look at this. That first layer comes off pretty well, so that would be great. However, this second layer might not come off at all, and it might actually tear pieces of the drywall. In that situation, you're going to need to just replace the drywall. It is literally easier. I know people will scrub and use steamers and things to try to get all this off. It's best if you just replace the drywall. Same thing with this tile. Obviously, this toilet or this sink, this tub is leaking on the other side into that bedroom. So most of this would probably need to come completely out, whether you were just renting it or flipping it, either one. Obviously, all the paint, it needs new paint, new carpets. Here we're in another bedroom. Now, they don't have walk-in closets, but they do have fairly large rooms. Again, this not so beautiful laminate countertops that could easily be replaced. Here's more water damage into the drywall. So this more than likely would need to be ripped out.